Hear ye, listeners, I tell you a tale now of a rather annoying adventure. First, we must look now upon us, the adventurers that wander deep into this cavern once again, searching for some random stuff from Matatak. As we wandered past the Galoin caves, deep into the dungeon, pounding our way through door from door, there was no trouble, to say. But as we wandered into this room, we saw our first obstacle. Assembled before us, a battlement, often assembled via the Stroln, and now covered with dead skeletons and a ballista. It was Matatak who spoke first. Oh, there it is. Nice. Oh, wow. We get one of the Stroln ones, too. We're getting lucky.
Yep. So we don't want to grab this right now. We want to tag it and get it on the way back. Prep it for movement because we're not dragging that across the ravine.
Okay. So how'd they get this through the door before?
Shall we at least check on its condition to make sure it could even still roll?
Oh, yeah. Upon examining this strange contraption, it seemed to be a cart assembled with multiple wheels, a small lever at the back of which could be used to fire the ballista, and also a ballista hooked up with gears underneath. It seemed that they could roll, and as Matatak approached, he hopped and moved his way around, crawling his way up in a way that made me envious, and reached over and tugged at the ballista strings. Okay, so yeah, this looks pretty good. I guess they they didn't really do much damage to the thing itself. This will totally move, easy.
Okay, that's good.
So are we just going to tie a rope to the front and all drag it?
Yeah, that sounds great. Okay.
It's gonna need to fit through the door.
And I also think we should take apart anything we don't need of it. Like, do we need the ballista part? Could we just take that off and just carry out the base?
Oh no, I need a ballista too. Well, I guess we could take it separate though. Let's think. Matatak began tapping his finger against his chin, musing over the different designs in his head that only he could see, as he looked across the entirety of the thing and thought, until eventually he spoke and outside of his mouth flowed words and a grand symphony that again only he could really understand. Well, if we rip out all the screws, I can manage to maybe rehook things up around a different way, but I think if I'm gonna need to save this for later, then I might want to keep this bolt plugged in there. Is there any way someone could help me turn this ballista sideways? And then I can rip out a few plaques and then manage to get this thing kind of I'm gonna mess with the pulley system underneath, and then I could just kind of shrink it down, make it smaller for a bit. It's a lot of work though. I need, but we have a lot of hands, so why not we just get it started?
Like to upend it onto two wheels?
No, I just want to shrink it a little bit. I want to pull out some plaques, do a little redesigning.
Right, okay. Well, I'll do my best to try and move it around with you. I'm not the strongest, but...
Fine.
I'll help out.
If I just lift it from here, we attach some ropes over here and you guys pull, then we could probably just lift it up, right?
All right, yeah, let's give it a shot. Hang on. Matatak began to undo some of the screws on the ballista part, and everyone else lifted up the cart and, holding with some ropes, got it ready for transportation later. But for now, it formed a very silly-looking device that seemed to almost arc its way but sideways as it moved. Oh, okay, this is good. Whoa! Caught myself. Well, yeah. All right, cool, let's keep going.
Okay. Next up would be the much anticipated ravine. Let's go.
Indeed. You're going to have to retain those agile reflexes for the room ahead.
All right, well, I mean, I think I'll be fine.
I'm sure you will.
Everyone praying for his downfall.
In the next room we wandered, and as we did, it seemed that our steps were becoming more crowded, closer together, It was a very densely packed room. An entire coffin was assembled on the other side. A rope had been hung there previously, but now seemed to be cut ever so slightly. All right, jump in time. All right, Matatak, let's see you do it. You're good at hooking stuff, so why don't you just give it a go? All right. Well, that's kind of far. All right. We all looked tensely. We stared at him, watching his singular steps as we looked and waited. With a flourish, Matatak hooked down one of the hooks against the coffin, tied it to another one, and with great skill almost leaped, jumping across, slamming the hook almost directly onto the tile up front. Connecting it down to his waist, he managed to slowly scale his way up, and in no time at all, he had managed to climb to the other side. He turned around and seemed to direct a bow directly at me before turning to the others. Well, what do you think about that?
Oh, goodness, my heart was going a mile a minute.
We're really
So great.
impressed. Yeah, we're very happy
impressed.
for you. We love it.
All right. Well, today you might find that I left one right behind you. Huh? Oh yeah, I guess there's one right here. Okay. So yeah, I'll hold on to this rope. You can just slide across. Okay. With a swift motion, I jumped off the edge, clinging on the wire, which seemed to almost catch Matatak off guard as he held swiftly. I moved crossed, and then with a swinging motion, I whipped myself up and landed directly onto the other side. With one swift zip line, I found my way across, and then I felt myself overcome for a bit of a moment. It's like,
I'll talk about to get puked on.
Wow, that was phenomenal work today. Keep it together now.
Yeah. All right, your guys' turn.
Does anyone else feel a deep emptiness inside themselves?
Are we just bad?
Like a
Yes.
blowing, desolate wind?
I mean, we had a lot more to contend with before we tackled this.
Yeah.
The others began to pass. With exception, they all did wonderfully. However, as Yayo came to pass, it seems her hook got caught in her cloak, and she was left dangling for a moment before we finally managed to pull her
I'll
up.
take my 1d6, thank you.
And, following up the rear. Right.
All right. Well, nice hooks. That helped a lot. Yeah, I'm something of an explorer of these caves, and I just kind of like, being prepared for all these situations, the best I can be.
Yeah, the best you could be.
You know, I genuinely do appreciate it. That was, really was a great help.
Thanks, Gart.
Yeah, genuinely. Really glad you're here.
God, huh?
How much do I owe you, Yayo?
You don't owe me anything. We both bet that one of them would fail.
Wow, you're just gonna say that out loud with both of them within earshot, huh?
That's rude. All right. So,
Oh.
what are we gonna get up to next? Oh, wow, that's a lot of spikes.
Yeah, careful. There's a lot of traps around here.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Thankfully.
that's all right. I'm something of a trap master, too.
Wait. Yeah. So, yeah, I did agonizingly scout this room inch by inch with our good dear friend Melon earlier. So, thankfully, we know where all the traps are.
Oh, okay, cool.
One is right in front of you.
Oh, yeah, the scratches on the ground?
Yeah.
Don't worry, I totally saw that one.
Also, GM, can I filch these dead bodies?
I thought you already did. You already did.
I did not these ones.
Fine, yeah. As we began to move our way around the room, our cat reached down and started tumbling around with the skeletons, as Matatak began to boastfully move forward again, drawing attention to himself from everyone. I did begin to hear a rumbling, one that was accompanied by Strege also peeking the direction, as It seemed something began to tumble its way out of a hatch in the wall.
Oh boy, here we go. There you are.
Oh no.
Oh, look at this! All of my precious galoins are out and about today. That's wonderful.
Well, I turned sad to say, here you go, the start of a wonderful story.
Whoa. Wait a minute. As I stared across muddily, I recognized the form. That of Miss Sweet. A treacherous entity filled with stuffing and tailored to evil, as far as I'm aware. It moved up, though. I was fascinated by her form. What was she doing here, and why was she talking so familiarly? I watched, intrigued at what was happening, sitting back into the sidelines for but a moment. Did you bring more friends for me to meet, Yayo?
Yes, I did. Speaking of friends, I was curious. Have you seen our missing companion, Melon?
Oh, yeah. Melon, huh?
Mhm.
Such a sweet little galoin. Such a
Yeah.
tall galoin,
So
too.
big.
Well, I don't think I've seen her around.
At all?
No.
Oh,
I don't think she stepped foot in the dungeon since you left.
really?
How interesting.
That is really interesting. Thank you.
Oh, no worries. And don't you forget, I've got a present for you.
Of course.
I watched as her hand shifted beneath her dress and pulling out, underneath, something that seemed a bit large and was almost pulling at the form of her dress until moments ago. It appeared to be a candlestick, one laden with gold, hanging in it a singular candle almost nailed in. Well, here you are.
Oh, thank you.
Isn't it so shimmering and beautiful?
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Thank you.
Just like your precious form, my dear.
Oh, you're so sweet.
That I am.
I lean in and speak into Yayo's ear. Let her know that we got Mistress Sour.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, my expression alighted, and I shared the story of the creature that had also coincidentally crossed the ravine. The severed doll and everything that had happened along with her.
Whoa, I hadn't heard about that. Wow, that's incredible to hear. Oh, and how scary. That terrifying creature. Zan's done it again, hasn't she? So sad, so tragic.
Do you... Who?
Oh, you don't know? I see. She was rather secretive, wasn't she? Oh, well, I can tell you. Why don't I just make that a nice little trade?
Oh.
After all, letting me know that my dearest rival Sour is defeated, even though you didn't do it yourself, it's still good information I'd like to know. Stray Gay, you know she's lying. She's already heard that Sour was defeated from elsewhere, but you don't know why she's lying about that. Oh, her name is Zan Alzaragul. That's the full one I heard, at least. I know Sour tried approaching her because she's very strong. She's from the War of the Stake. You know what that is?
No.
Oh, I do. Well, it's some kind of war that the Huma had engaged in. I heard about it. There's some kind of legends about it, but I don't really have much on it. It's supposed to be between some kind of outsider kingdom, right? That's right. Nobody knows where they came from until the giant spike appeared in the sky and hung there for decades. And then, drop! And out emerged many, including her. They were all killed to the last in that city. Tragic, isn't it? The war was long and brutal, and they say that she managed to get away. And she found her way here. Isn't that interesting? So obviously, our dear Lich wanted to give a home to someone from so far away. Oh, but she stayed deep in the labs, deep in the catacombs, always looking, always reading, waiting, eating, drinking, fighting. Terrible host, if I have to say so myself.
I see. Is she down there now?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure she is. I don't know for certain. That's a lie. I don't know for certain. But I'm sure that she's gotta be somewhere. I mean, after all, she did at least listen to Mistress Sour's request to start, even if she did kill her. I think she was going to go take out Master Assembly, so I'm sure she's wandering around, doing all sorts of things. Isn't that interesting? In fact, you might need to fight her at some point too. That's scary. I'll do my best to keep an eye on her. I wouldn't want you getting snuck up on by her after all.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So, I guess I was curious.
mm-hmm.
You said you wanted to speak to the Elder, right?
Yes, I did.
Is there a reason why you can't enter the village?
Oh, that? No, nothing at all. It's just simply that it'd be nice to be presented. And I'm also quite busy. You don't have to do much, but if you just bring her back to this room or somewhere around the area, I'll make sure to come on, take a look.
This room. This room. Looks outside past the ravine. Of course. Can't be any other room.
I can see. We'll take a look around. Don't worry. If you take her inside, I'll find you eventually.
That's great. Are you sure you wouldn't just rather speak to me as a go-between?
Well, for now, that should be fine. But it feels so wrong to not speak with all the Galoins. After all, you are my champions.
Right. Of course. You're champions in the dungeon.
As the doll continued speaking, I stared at it, my eyes narrowing. She was playing a careful game of mincing her words, but at the same time was so confident in her abilities she would tell a lie and break it just as quickly. After all, she did say that she hadn't heard anything about Ms. Sour and then gave detail that we hadn't shared about that particular disaster, so she was clearly toying with us. But if she was somebody who liked to broker in information, there was something that I needed to ask. Plus, well, I'm just curious about how she works. Miss Sweet.
Oh, yeah? I saw the form twist past us, moving its way almost dragged by the laces as it was pulled forward and spoke directly to Garternus face to face. What can it be?
Well, I can tell that you are one for, shall we say, dungeon gossip? In that case, there was something that I was wondering if you might know about, and I could offer something in exchange.
Oh, do tell, do tell.
Well, as you are no doubt aware, Ganglion moved through this space yesterday, him having seized some assets from us prior, one of which was a shroud held by the Elder. Did you happen to see it? In exchange, I could make you something bespoke that you might like.
Oh my, oh my. I do think I saw something like that. Yes. Bespoke, you say? That's exciting. What little ornament would you give me for this piece of information?
Well, it seems you're, I thought for a second to describe how to choose a word to describe the other dolls. Sisters might be a bit more assuming than the circumstances at hand. The colleagues that you work with all seem to maintain a particular color scheme. Is there one that you're, shall we say, envious of, that you wouldn't mind donning yourself?
Envy, huh? Envy. No, that's Madame Bitter's whole deal. Oh, and perhaps, Poor Mistress Sour, so rudely defeated. Oh, she would always be so jealous. Maybe I should don something in her honor. Oh, but blue and pink, that would just clash so much, don't you think?
Well, if I do my job right, people might not be able to tell the difference.
You just craft me something very nice. I'll gladly accept that. You want to know now?
You have a deal, Miss Sweet.
Well, very well. I can tell you at least for now. That garment's been taken away. It was received from Ganglion, granted to Madame Bitter, and then carried off and traded to one Mademoiselle Salty.
Okay. Thank you for the information. In exchange.
Well,
Oh,
I hope you all have a wonderful day full of sweetness and love.
first,
Oh?
if we're going to assist you with the matter of taking care of the other dolls, could you give us a rundown on where they all are? And what they might all be doing?
Well, if I knew that, I'd have a great advantage.
I stopped and thought for a second. Well, just the same, it seems like you had a good deal of information about the person who crossed the ravine earlier, as well as where she makes her lair. Maybe, if there's anything like that you might have inherited from the Lich, it would be useful for us.
Of course, of course. Well, I know where they usually are. How about I let you know that the rest of my, colleagues, you said? That's so funny. I'll use that. The rest of my colleagues, they're all around the entire dungeon, not just the parts you get to see every day. Mademoiselle Salty's somewhere down here. The other ones are a bit deeper, I would say. Bitter is quite bitter and is rather retreated to mope to herself for a while, but I'm sure she'll try doing something in the future. You'd really have to look hard, though. You might find some dolls in strange places.
Thank you so much. I looked across my group to Gartrinus in the back, sort of indicating with my head, do you want to go look for Salty?
During the period of time that they asked follow-up questions to Ms. Sweet, I made, well, possibly the smallest shroud I've made yet.
Wow, so sturdy and strong. Thank you so much, Gartrinus.
You're welcome. In the period of time that EIO held Ms. Sweet's attention, I worked my magic and put together a dress fit for an ornamental doll. Almost an exact color match to Late Sour. Here you go.
Thank you. This is simply beautiful. I'm going to go try this on right now. Bye-bye. Her form seemed to whip around the room before withdrawing into the little wooden chute that had pulled itself down deeper into the dungeon. She was pulled away, and I felt something in my heart, almost soaring for a moment. What a freak! Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I thought you'd be having a good time with this.
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of sucks. I hate those dolls.
Why?
They're just always watching you.
Yeah.
You ever try to go for a stroll around? It's like you never feel safe.
It's useful in its own right. She tipped her hand at least somewhat by saying, by letting us know that Salty was nearby. I think we're expected to do something about that. You can figure out a lot about a person by the information they share versus the information they choose not to share.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. Like, what did she not share, really?
The locations of the other dolls right now.
Oh.
That she's working with the bird.
Huh. Wait, she was? I didn't even get that.
I mean, if I'm right, when we were doing what we were doing and the bird slowly followed, I don't think she really realized that we were going to fulfill our mission. So having the bird come as backup to fulfill that would, explain why they're there.
It's all about subtext, Monotalk. Subtext within the words. She's like a weird moving theater doll. She goes around, gestates, says things. My favorite one is when she answered you and she said, well, if I knew that, I would know. I'm sure I'd have an advantage. That wasn't a no or a yes. That was beautiful. It was all like pre-written almost.
Anyway, we're getting shoved towards Salty right now. What do we think about that?
I mean, it benefits us for now.
It's a doll.
Are we dolls ourselves or are we Galoins?
Big question. Big question.
Big question.
Big question. Big question.
I stood back, getting a canvas look at all of my companions as I watched them for a moment. Come on, I want to see what you're gonna do.
Oh, no input yourself? The storyteller, not a story maker?
That's today, at least.
Okay.
I really would quite like to get the Oria's shroud back, yes.
Yeah, but I'm a Galoin for sure, and I'm independent. I'm not the doll. I'm gonna do whatever we're gonna get that stuff, and then we're gonna get Bataconda Shroud back. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
And we're not gonna do it just cause she told us to.
I mean, there's some advantages to playing along to a script.
I mean, we can always talk to Salt, see the conflicting information, and decide after that.
Pretty much.
Oh, are we gonna do a thing where we try to work for both sides?
I mean, who would ever listen? We're not working for both sides because they're not officially enemies either. And we, as humble Galoins, are simply servants of the Lich. So we're just doing what, yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. Let's go.
All right, watch this. I'm gonna guide us through, okay?
Okay.
I grab him.
As Matatok started moving through, dancing around the lines, Arcot very swiftly moved and grabbed him by the back of his strap, and then pulled him away from a buzzsaw that almost seemed to break out from the pillar for a moment there.
Do you want to be cut in two?
No, I saw that. Just say I saw that, okay?
Okay. You want me to help you out? There's a trap right there and right there.
Okay. Wow, these traps are super easy. I watched Matatok carefully dance around the traps as if he thought no one knew he was being told the locations, as we all made our way forward to this strange assembly chamber hidden beneath our very feet. We wandered into a dark place, foreboding and covered with the stench of death. As we entered, I looked around in awe at the massive scale of this thing hidden so far and deep down beneath the caves. It was magnificent, and it seemed to stretch out even farther beneath. Shattered broken pillars were arranged, multiple broken pieces of bone. I absorbed it all and felt it and wrote it in my journal as I scattered across the way. It was truly a magnificent place. That, as it was also horrifying. Matatok brazenly started moving forward. Wow. This is a lot. And what's supposed to be here?
The lever you wanted.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right, sure. Well, lead the way.
Oh, right. Forge over this way.
Right, okay. Wow. Is this blood?
I don't really ask myself if it's blood or not. It's weird necromancy stuff.
Oh, okay. As we pondered over the blood, Arcot pondered over something else. You could see her opening up multiple different scrolls, laying them out on the table. As she looked across, she found names assembled a bunch. Details. Listings of injuries, bodily damage, reports given to see who was processed, who was incapable of being processed, and who was to be saved and which and what way. It was a log, one to be used to try to assemble more servants, to see and keep accurate inventory of how much raw human resource they had.
So, assuming they don't take Galoins into the process and leave the scrolls at the client, I sift through to see if there's any Galoin names.
Scroll by scroll, Arcat searched. As she pieced through page and page, eventually names that were thought to be lost were found. It was a great find, a first step to finding those lost to us during the raids that could never be recalled, could never be found, their journals lost to our history. What'd you find?
A bunch of names of Galoins that they left on the table there.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I guess that is, yeah.
a relief. When we retrieved their books, if they were interred with them, most of them were so damaged with embalming fluid, gleaning full names from them wasn't really possible, so it's closure, at least.
Yeah, We don't have the bodies, but we do have the names.
I'm almost surprised they bothered to keep our names.
Oh, I suppose it wasn't for any nice reason. It was just to see which bodies to throw away.
A sobering realization struck me then, as I saw this room less for the marvel it was and more for the symbol of oppression it had been to us. The skeletons that had so swiftly taken away much from us, they were made here, with our bodies and the bodies of others. Well, all right. Let's just get that lever for Mutatok then, and let's get out of here.
I wonder.
Well, wow, this door got busted open.
Yeah, from the inside. Oh, wow. Where's Etite? She'd love to hear this part.
Oh, here she comes. Hey, Adite! Yeah. Oh, Yayo just was about to tell a story. What's up?
I quickly recounted the tale of how Arcot took a shot at the end of the break, how we fired Master Assembly into the forge in front of us, and how it burst out, riding a wheel and swinging a scimitar, and how Gartrinus, and how Strege, and how, Melon managed to fight off the horrific creature on the far side of the battlefield.
The tale was grand, and I did record it as was my duty. My expression felt dour. This was a great reminder of what I had been hiding from, and as I stared across the way and looked at my companions here, I felt myself yearning to once more head back to the village. Well, that'll make for quite a story, I suppose.
What? No glowing response to that? That was phenomenal. That's the stuff that legends are made out of.
It stinks here.
I understand that it stinks here, but this is the reality of the place that we live. This is the reality of the legends. You polish them up, but you need to confront it.
I'm confronting it. I'm recording it, okay?
But you're not-
I don't have to like it just because I have to do it.
You don't like storytelling?
No, that's not what I mean. Look, I like storytelling. I love telling stories about us and everything that goes on. But
You don't like tales of heroic excellence? Or you don't like the practical side of things that we shoved a guy in a furnace?
No, I just don't like how this isn't really a story for me yet. This is still pretty real. Nothing to learn from when there is still just dead Galoins everywhere.
Isn't that the art of the storyteller? Isn't it about weaving this into something that's learnable?
I stopped. For my moodiness and my grumbling, I still felt the kernels of truth budding within my heart as I thought a bit. You shoved it. It was a chandelier. It was a chandelier, man, of skeletons, and you shoved it into a furnace. What a quintessential glowing action, too. Beating it with your wits and with something that it's almost so funny to think about.
Also, it's a tale of breaking the oppression that was happened, the literal skeleton. I don't know, I'm not the storyteller here.
Oh, you see, I can tell you what it means.
Thank you.
It means we took a blow against the machines, the tools that were wielded against us.
Okay, I'm liking this so far.
Let me think. Yayo,
Yeah.
did you see those scrolls over there?
Oh, the ones that Arcot was speaking out earlier?
Yes. Written in those scrolls are names, things that are often recorded and spoken by us with great care and love. But they were written upon that page by mechanical hands, those of bone and calcium that recorded it for the sake of industrial use.
Oh.
But for us, when we say names, we mean something different by that. A name is something we share with each other out of the importance of identifying what makes us special. A name is the identifier and signifier of us as different people. A skeleton, a tool, has no possible way to relate to that. Even if it records a name, it finds no hope. And how fitting is it that the great tool you fought here, the weapon of the lich of our oppressor, was similarly just a bunch of skeletons on a chandelier. even its form uninspired and practical to the degree of which it took to move around this room.
I felt my expression lighting up, a little bit at a time. Now that the heavy, almost fog had lifted over from Entite, the more she rattled on in her storyteller's way, I felt my own spirits lifting. Okay, love it when you go off like this.
Well, there's plenty more story to see. We gotta get that lever.
Right.
Yeah, where is that lever?
It'd be around. Yep, you gotta kind of crawl. There's like a, yep, just wedge yourself through.
Isn't that so cool, though? You know, just around the corner, I heard sounds of tools being used to rip out a piece of the lever from the machine as I continued to narrate off to these other two beneath me. Meanwhile, Yayo and Matatak spoke as they undid that lever. Well, I just think it's kind of cool. Like the storytelling thing.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, what else really is there, you know? Like, I mean, it's cool. I don't know. Just
Yeah. No, I guess I didn't take you for the type.
Oh, why not?
I thought
Yeah.
I thought I was the only one who was like interested in like I guess this side of things because it's like we tend to focus on our own like stories, but how to weave them or change them into something else, that's an actual genuine skill. Reporting the facts, that's something I can do, but turning it into something more meaningful, that's honestly something I'm pretty envious of.
Yeah, she's pretty impressive at that. Well, yeah. I mean,
I was reminded of something. I was reminded of what Stray Cat was saying earlier. Yeah, how impressive. Like, quantify it for me.
Oh, no, I just think, I just think it's really good. Like, the nature of storytelling, it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, for Galoins, we live to a great point and then we die.
Yeah.
And there's something artistic about how at our greatest happiness might also be our end. So what's storytelling if not relishing in that happiness, you know?
An idea crossed my mind. Whoa. I had no idea you were so insightful. You know what would probably really impress the storyteller in the other room?
Oh yeah, what?
If you tried to weave this into a big story of your own.
Oh yeah?
Explaining to us the significance of everything we've seen and just like you just did with me.
Oh yeah. Hang on. That might be pretty smart, yeah.
I think
I could just get on in there. Maybe next time I'll weave something together and then I'll just look like a bit of a storyteller myself.
Yeah, no, definitely. You should tell everyone here why this story speaks to you specifically.
Oh, okay.
She'll love that.
I'm gonna whip something up on that then, yeah.
I was of split minds on this. On the one hand, I would have my revenge for him so effortlessly crossing the ravine were he to blow it. Or, alternatively, he might actually weave something significant and I might discover a new talent in one of my colleagues.
The sound of a lever metal being ripped off the machine was heard as Matatak proudly held it up in his hand. Got it! Oh, this is going great. And I can honestly use the wood in the cart from that with the lever and the... Okay, I think is that everything? I might have enough. Okay, this is great.
Well, then, fantastic. Shall we, gather Stray Gay and make our way out of here, then?
Suppose so, yeah.
Oh, and Etite,
Yes?
I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been able to relish in storytelling. Perhaps I could tell a bit more of a story. I was thinking I could maybe tell a story too. Oh, you want to tell a story, don't you? Yeah, I mean, this means a lot to me too, right? Ah, Mendatat, yes, speak it, come on, provide your voice. Well, I think about dying a lot. Oh, wow. That's okay. Yeah, I mean, like, oh, I mean, just like, I'm not like thinking of dying right now. Well, I suppose I am. The room reminds me of look, I just think that there's so much death and stuff, and that's like, wow. It's a lot of. I think about when I look at this room. I think about how the dead are brought to rest, but then they kind of like. Look, I think the glory of life is being able to live life and record life, and I think there's something special about having a name, and
Arca and Garcinis and Yayo just running away.
Just start slowly walking.
Wait, but I think death and names have we name death to make it ours, and that has value because a skeleton can't talk. So a skeleton can't say names.
I think I am also contemplating death.
This sounds a lot like what I said earlier. You're just really inspiring, you know? I was kind of thinking about that, you know?
Hey,
Yeah?
guys, isn't this one of the hatches that the dolls pop out of?
Oh, maybe Salty's in there.
Well, I have an idea.
Yeah?
All these tunnels connect to each other, right?
Yeah.
We saw Madame Bitter pop out of the one up north. If we created a fire, or maybe dumped all the blood from the vats into here, could probably flush them all out, right?
Or I guess whichever ones are in the area. Yeah, I love that idea.
You might run the risk
yeah.
of if Mademoiselle Salty, I think, has the shroud right now. I wouldn't want to risk it being damaged, but I understand why you'd want to make sure they can't use these as easily as before.
Well, mostly it's less about, making them not able to use it, but more getting them out of there. The smoke, while I doubt those creatures breathe, they wouldn't be able to see, which would cause them to leave, correct?
I see your reasoning.
Yeah. This is kind of interesting. Hang on. So these are like kind of what they normally come out of, not just that weird like wall hatch?
I've seen them come out of this one before.
Okay. Huh. Oh, these just go straight down. Yeah. Hang on. Monotok switched his attention and popped open the hatch and then dipped his head down very slightly. It couldn't fully fit inside of the hatch itself, but he switched his ear around to try to listen a little closer. Okay. Yeah. Right. You can hear a breeze. There's a draft. It sounds a bit different than normal pipes. That's a good idea if it was like leading to some tight pipe system, but there's something much bigger down there.
What?
Entire cavern?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Can any of us fit?
If Monotok can't, then none of us can.
Yeah, I don't...
I at the moment recognize that in terms of height, I was smaller than most of the other Godwins in the room, and backed away slightly.
Yep.
Well, that's just an idea for later then.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. Cool. We got our stuff. I guess it's back to unscrewing or getting the catapult out, and then we're good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. Very well. Well, that was quite an interesting story to tell.
Hey, Strego.
Yes?
Thank you very much. If you hadn't intervened, I'm sure his attempt at a story would have continued for hours, so...
It's fine, I'm used to tuning him out.
You learn something new every day.
They say it's been too long. It's so nice to see you. farewell at you. No, I can't believe, oh no, not words from thee, but said in facsimile, yearning for that distant we. So I'm searching for near eternity, but I don't know where I should be. Log of branch, no family tree, no friends I have to see. An unfriendly propensity is my natural state to take flight in perpetuity. And so echo that kiss only me, cut off from precious we.
And now, I take us back to the next notable event.
No. Wait.